everybody. I just wanted to get on here right now and tell you about a dream I had this morning. A lot of you in the cryptocurrency space will relate to this dream, and I'm hoping that you all can provide some comments in the video and just help not only myself but also others that are in the crypto space to kind of dissect my dream. Okay, so I had this dream early this morning. I was outside at my neighbor's house in their backyard, and there were 4 dogs tied to a leash, and they each had their own leash. So there were 4 dogs running around the yard on their own leash. There were also 4 stools, and the dogs were just running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and they would jump on top of their stool and look through a window. So there was 4 stools, each dog had their own stool, and they would jump on these stools and sit and look through the windows. And speaking of the dogs, okay, so I said there were 4 dogs, right? There was a small white dog, there was a small brown dog, there was a bigger brown dog, and I think the last dog was black, but I'm not positive about the last dog I seen, but it was a bigger dog. So, small white dog, small brown dog, bigger brown dog, and maybe a bigger black dog. Okay, so they would jump on the stools, right? And I asked my neighbor, I said, what are they looking at through the window? Other dogs? He said, yeah. I said, oh, okay. So there was an open window. One of the windows was open, and the dogs started going through the open window one at a time. The first dog that went through the window was the small white dog. The second one was the small brown dog. The third one was the bigger brown dog. And I don't know if the last one went through the window or not. I can't recall. And that was the end of my dream.
Okay, guys, so none of what I'm about to say or anything mentioned in this video by anyone should by no means be taken as any type of financial advice, because what I'm about to share here is based purely off of my opinion. Okay, so our sister here had received this very important revelation. I think it was about a year ago, and it was about cryptocurrencies. Obviously, it was most definitely not that cryptic. So let's jump right into it. Now, our sister said she had a dream where she was in her neighbor's backyard, and there's these dogs running around on their own leash. So each of these dogs had their separate leashes. And she went on to describe these dogs specifically as one of them was a small white dog, the other one was a small brown dog, and the other one was a bigger brown dog. And she mentioned that the last one was a bigger black dog, but she was unclear as to how accurate that part was. So she's not entirely sure about the last one. She mentioned that she thinks that it's a big black dog. However, the main focus is on these 3 dogs. I'm going to put the focus on these 3 dogs, in particular, the first white dog. Okay, so she says that the dogs would occasionally jump on these stools and look through a window. Now, right there, I believe that part right there is indicating their recent spikes that these dogs or cryptocurrencies have had. First of all, let me tell you what cryptocurrencies these dogs represent. Okay, so the first one, which is what this video is about, the small white dog. I honestly do believe that small white dog is Kishu Inu. Originally, and first, she had thought that it was Volt Inu, but at the time that she received this dream, the logo for Volt Inu was this big white dog or white wolf looking dog, and that didn't really fit the description, in my opinion. Now, Volt Inu later went on to change their logo to a more grayer looking, scruffy looking dog, which it doesn't even match that description at all. So it's even worse. So I went ahead and did some research, and I couldn't find any other dog themed meme coin that would better fit the description that our sister here gave. The only one that I saw, even as I left it there in her comments, was Kishu Inu. And I honestly do believe that is Kishu Inu. So this small white dog, I'm going to say is Kishu Inu. The other small brown dog, I do believe is Shiba Inu, like herself, because she also mentions that she believes that it's Shiba Inu. And the bigger brown dog would be Dogecoin. Now, the interpretation can be either the size of the dogs or the size and market caps for these cryptocurrencies, or even both. Because Kishu Inu's market cap is around 2.8 million, so it's very, very small. Shiba Inu's market cap is around 5 billion, and Dogecoin's market cap is around 14 billion. So in that case, if it was speaking specifically about market caps, it would be in that order as far as the brown dog being the smaller one, because it's just around 5 billion for Shiba Inu and Dogecoin is around 14 billion. But either way, that part of the interpretation is not as important. Now, back to the window. Now, she said that at one point, they started going through the window one at a time. The important part here is the order in which they went through the window. Now, it's interesting that she mentions that the first of these four dogs, the first dog to go through the window was the small white dog, guys. And what does this window here represent? This window right here that these dogs started jumping through, because at first they would just jump on these stools and look through the window. They weren't going through them as yet. You see, at first they were just looking basically at the future. They weren't allowed to go through as yet because they were all tied to their leashes. It wasn't time yet. But then they started what? Breaking through. So the window represents breakthrough. And breakthrough here basically means life-changing pumps. That's what the window represents. It represents breakthrough. And the breakthrough here is literally talking about a life-changing pump that is coming for all of these coins. You see, life-changing pumps that will cancel from 4 to 6 zeros at least. Similar to that of which Shiba Inu did in the past in 2021, where it got up and canceled like 6 zeros. That's what this window here represents, in my opinion. So the first one that will have its breakthrough, that will get up and do a life-changing pump, canceling from 4 to 6 zeros, will be Kishu Inu. And I believe that part right there is pretty clear. Now, she went on to say that the next dog that followed was the smaller brown dog. So in my belief, I think that is Shiba Inu. So Shiba Inu will have its breakthrough after Kishu Inu, and that would be the order. And then after Shiba Inu, then Dogecoin. So these coins are going to have life-changing pumps in that order. They're going to have their breakthrough in that specific order. Now, as in regards to Kishu Inu, I did a little bit of research and it came to my understanding that Kishu Inu is the top most recognized, ultra low priced dog themed meme coin that is out there, period. And guys, if you ask me, that is a recipe for explosion. In this month of April, Kishu Inu is now around 5 years old. And for about a year now, it has been flatlined and it has been doing nothing. It literally resembles kind of like a stable coin. It has been ranging from, 10.02 to 10.03. In that, it has been stuck within that range, quite literally on the ground. It is flatlined for about 1 year's time, guys. And if you ask me, there will never be a better time to buy. You see, because as I've mentioned before, I believe that I'd put out a buy alert video for this coin a couple months back. This coin, I believe that I had mentioned that it's either at the bottoms or very near to the bottoms, because the all-time low for this coin, I believe it was around 10.01, I think. And even now, that's basically where it's at. You see, it's just ranging between 10.02 and 10.03. So it's literally on the ground. Guys, this is an opportunity. I mean, it's pretty obvious for anyone that's paying attention, because once meme coin season comes around, you can bet that it'll take out its recent all-time high. I think it was in 2021 that went up to 7.01. So it had basically pumped up from 10 zeros to 7.01, and it took out several zeros. Guys, that is absolutely nothing in comparison to what this coin is going to do in the future, especially when Bitcoin collapses and we have that magnificent liquidity flow coming into coins like Kishu Inu. Now, I've also mentioned that I find it to be very fascinating that people tend to want to buy whenever the coins have pumped. You see, the time's going to come when I'm going to tell people not to purchase coins like this because they're going to already be too high. And that's a time when the majority wants to get in. But now we have this coin literally on the ground, begging for people to get in, to start accumulating at the perfect time. And the majority look at it as if it's worthless. They're more fearful to buy now. They're more ready to buy the coins when they're either at the tops or very near to the tops, which I find to be very fascinating, very interesting, this thing is. And then also you have these same people that had purchased at the tops or near the tops and then have the coins crash for months. Then afterwards they come and say that the coins are scams. The coins are not scams. You see, if that is the case, then all of the cryptocurrencies, every coin is scams, including Bitcoin. Why? Because all of cryptocurrencies, every single coin are subject to cycles. All of them are cyclical, including Bitcoin and Kishu Inu. Every single coin is cyclical, guys. You see, they rise up at one time and then they dump at another time. Therefore, you have to know the different times when to get in, when to buy and when to sell. Wisdom is to know when to buy and when to sell. And you never buy the tops. You sell at the tops, you buy at the bottoms. It's pretty simple. So now let me go ahead and share with you this other revelation that one of our other brothers had received concerning Shiba Inu. He said that he'd received this revelation in a vision where he had heard this lady from the apostolic ministry was prophesying. And then he started writing down certain things. It's a number of things. You'd have to watch the entire video for yourself. But here specifically, he said he heard this lady prophesying about Kishu Inu specifically. And then he wrote it down in a notebook.
Also, in the dream, I heard famous woman preacher from the Apostolic Council, see below for the name, prophesying, and I wrote down what she said in a notebook. But it was like I heard her prophesying, and I wrote it down in a notebook. And I saw a vision of prophetic things, and I wrote it down in a notebook. I believe she mentioned, or I wrote down in a notebook, or both, something about war concerning Israel. It was something like war concerning Israel starting on a holiday. I believe there was another part about concerning Israel, but I didn't write it down quick enough in the notebook and missed it. Also, written in the notebook was Kishu Inu cryptocurrency. And that's spelled Kishu space Inu. Again, that's Kishu Inu cryptocurrency.
So guys, there you have it. This is just one of several meme coins that will make their run when meme coin season comes around. And I believe that Yah had revealed to this sister the order, and he intends for all of us to know as well, the order in which these dog-themed meme coins will pump. We're not talking about the cat-themed meme coins here. This is talking about specifically the dog-themed meme coins and the order in which they will pump. And in my opinion, I honestly do believe that this dream was primarily about Kishu Inu. And I also understand why it will be the first to have the breakthrough pump, guys. Because in regards to the breakthrough pump, it has to do with ROI, which is return on investment. And these other coins, Shiba Inu, as I mentioned before, that has a lot more space to crash. You see, it needs a lot more time to go down to those lower numbers that we all know are coming. The same thing applies for Dogecoin. These coins are already in the billions as far as regards to the market caps. Kishu Inu, however, is just at 2.8 million for its market cap. So it has a whole lot more to go. It has a lot more space to grow and a lot more to pump. Because as I've said, it's at 10 zeros and it's been sitting there for a long, long time. So these coins will give much greater ROI in comparison to Shiba Inu. Well, of course, Shiba Inu is going to crash lower before it starts to pump, but it still does make sense, because while we're waiting for Shiba Inu to crash, coins like Kishu Inu is already at these 10 zeros area at the buy prices. So that's one of the reasons why I believe that yes, this dream does make sense, and this coin will most definitely take off before these others. Now guys, that's it in regards to Kishu Inu. You guys please do with the information what you will. It's entirely up to you to decide what steps you're going to take. Bring it to the Lord in prayer, and then position yourselves. Purchase and send over to your cold storage and just hodl. Now that's it for this video, you guys. You guys please take very good care of yourselves. Peace, shalom. Until next time.